team.
KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab, y'all.
Trae Young on the bench. They look better without you, by the way, Trae. 111-99. The Knicks couldn't even crack 100 points without the big cat. Big Mitch is out. Josh Hart is out. As the Atlanta Hawks were rolling. Triple-double from Jalen Johnson. Their star. I mean, I didn't want to say a star in the making. He is a star out there for the Atlanta Hawks. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Point forward, as they call him. I think he is 6'10", right? He plays like it. Another 23 points from Mikal Alexander Walker. I thought he was going to go for 40, be the latest career high getter. Okongwu, again, killing us. 3 of 6 from 3 from him. 9 big rebounds. They couldn't stop him. It was crazy. 2 blocks. He added to the game, 11 points. Dyson Daniels. It was a problem for Jalen Brunson tonight. Big problem. Luke Kennard, the Knicks just left him open out of nowhere in the fourth quarter after they came back. They were down by as many as 26 points. As you see here, OG Anunoby had 19 points, 10 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the field. Still doesn't have his shooting stroke down packed, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. He was getting to the free throw line, which is what was most important. What I liked about it. So he's hitting his free throws. You see 1 of 6 from 3, though, horrible. 18 points from Mikal Bridges, 7 of 19 from the field. He finally attempted his first free throw in like 6 games, according to the broadcast. 8 points for Hawk Porty. Started off shaky, but ended up with 17 rebounds, 8 and 17. Pretty big effort. Looked like he was out of gas, though, by the fourth quarter. 4 big blocks. And 24 points for Jalen Brunson. 10 of 24 from the field. At some point, he was 7 of 14. Very selective, but you see there, 1 of 10 from 3. Just the horrible night from him. Defensively, all around, he was just trash. I don't care what that box score says for him. This was a horrible game. Wasn't aggressive enough in the first half when we needed to get going. 11 points for Deuce McBride, 4 of 14 from the field. He got the start as Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart are sitting out. 8 points for Yabusele. I thought they were solid minutes. We'll get the fellas' reaction in a second. Great effort. Finished a lot of plays. 5 points for Clarkson. 6 points and 3 assists 3 rebounds for Kolick and everybody else. Jordan Clarkson. Typical up and down game. We had the down version of him tonight. Diawara, I wish we could see more on him. That's my opinion. +5 in a plus minus category. I thought his effort and just his comfort level is amazing to me, in my opinion. Give you the all. Whew, you see it there. The Hawks controlled 3 quarters entirely in the box score, but it looked like they had the momentum from the beginning of the outset of this game. The beginning of the game. 26-point lead was the biggest lead of the game. There were 7 lead changes, but none after that first quarter. The longest run was 13 for the Hawks, 13 points. And you see there, the Knicks did not crack 100 points. They lost 111-99. They out-rebounded the Hawks 64-58. They were out-assisted 31-27. 12-8. Hawks got the steals battle. 6-2. The Knicks won the blocks battle. 14-13. We lost the turnover battle. 36% from the field the Knicks shot. 36% they shot from the field. 20% from three-point range and 85% from the free throw line. And it was just the hunting of those threes. I think they shot 23 three-pointers in the first half out of their 40 shots at some point. And here we go with the points in the paint. Hawks dominated 58-46, back-to-back games. Flea pointed out in the Spurs game, we got dominated in the paint. That repeated itself today without KAT Mitchell Robinson. Second chance points, 13-12. Pretty split there. Fast break points were split as well, 27-28. The Knicks won that battle. AllBall. Big battle here. Back-to-back losses for the Knicks. What are your thoughts?
Relapse. What it looks like. You're recovering that and you get clean for a while. relapse. Terrible loss. This has nothing to do with Mike Brown tonight. Brunson was horrific. I've said this a while ago about that kid Daniels. He's a better defender than Thompson. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not arguing with my brothers tonight. Brunson was in jail tonight. Straight up and down. Homie had one assignment. The Atlanta Hawks told Daniels, don't even worry about scoring. Make it difficult for him. Brunson was terrible. Brunson looked like he got paid off tonight. He just looked just bad. But we went back to hunting threes. I've been saying if I don't know how many last nicks we had, we look good when we mix it up. We went right back to hunting threes. But let's talk about everybody. Brunson is the head of the snake, yes. And he deserves a lot of flack. He was terrible tonight. But everybody else needs to step up. Big shout out Huck 40. He looked like Mitchell Robinson tonight. Not on the defensive end, but as far as rebounding, he got some good offensive rebounds. But where the fuck was Clarkson? This is my problem with Deuce. Like him and Clarkson, like 9 points, 11 points, that shit ain't enough. And this is what I've been saying. The young fellas didn't step up tonight. So for me, not having KAT, not having Mitchell Robinson, not having Hart out there, we know our strength is the others. Shaq always says that. The others. You have to step up. We've said it how many times now? We know, the two-headed monster, the duo, KAT Brunson. That third, which makes us a trio, it can be anybody. But listen, our trio tonight, Brunson, Bridges, and OG, offensively was just bad. This was my brother said it in the chat. This was a tough game to watch. We can't get no stops. We can't stop nobody. And I'm gonna go the sucker route. The fucking refs ain't shit. Straight up. It goes from the San Antonio game with how many foul free throws they shot compared to us tonight. Listen, Brunson complained too much. But that jump ball was bullshit. You jumped on his back, you choked him. So for me, people don't want us to complain, but some of it is legit. But we have to really understand that to be a great team, to be a successful team, to think we're going to compete for a championship, you have to play consistent, great basketball. We cannot have these relapses, especially against the Hawks. Before this game, and I think they just won another game, they lost 7 straight. The Atlanta Hawks is a bad basketball team. They're a bad basketball team. So for me, this has nothing to do with Mike Brown. Everybody had an opportunity. Everybody had decent minutes on the floor to produce, and nobody produced. But I have to put this on Brunson. I'm a big Brunson stan, and when anybody else plays bad, we get on their neck. This is on Brunson. You was terrible. Daniels had you shook out there. Look, you ain't want no parts of Daniels tonight. Every time you got the ball, you was screaming and thirsting and hollering for that screen. And that young man was fighting over that fucking screen. So for me, it was time where you play hot potato with the ball. You got it out your hands real quick to OG. I gotta put this on Brunson. When your second best player is down, I said in the group chat, Brunson have to go for 40 or 50 for us to win this game. And for us to not crack 100, but Brunson only have 24 is unacceptable.
You can't blame KAT. KAT's over there with the hachoo. I'm a little sick tonight, guys. I'm a little under the weather.
You're not going to win any games when you shoot 21% from 3 and under 40% from the field. You're not going to win games like that. Like, everybody could get individual blame. Oh, this guy didn't play well. This guy didn't play well. As a team, we didn't hit shots tonight. And we got a lot of open looks. We got a lot of great opportunities. Early on, the offense was rolling nice. We started the game very well. We started the game hitting shots. We started the game playing the way Knicks basketball is right now. I don't necessarily agree with starting Deuce. I really feel like we should have started Diawara. Diawara has played well while he's starting. I love Deuce coming off the bench, so I don't know if we should have started.
I can agree to a certain extent, but like you said, it started out okay. So it's not like it started out bad, right? But I totally agree. But listen,
this is my problem, and I've been saying it with certain players, a la Deuce, like Deuce. He doesn't produce enough. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kick Brunson's back in, yes, but when we need certain guys to give us double-digit scoring, it doesn't happen. Like I said, Mikal Bridges and OG was subpar offensively, but when we need guys like Deuce or Clarkson to really step up, they have a game like tonight. But I'm just gonna go back to we went back to hunting the three-point shot, 20% from three, 20% from three. How many times did Brunson get to the free throw line? How many times did Bridges get to the free throw line? Like we wasn't even attacking. So we let them off the hook defensively, and then we can't stop them on defense. So for me, this game was just bad, and especially when it's against the Atlanta Hawks, it irks my nerves to watch Trae Young on the sideline celebrating when he knows them days is over. Your bum ass. It just irks my soul. But this was just a tough loss, and if we don't be careful, we got Philly tomorrow night, which we can't look too far. We got to stay in the present, but we can potentially lose that game as well. We have to be careful and not relapse. I've been saying it all season. I don't want to lose 2, 3, 4 games in a row. No, we on the high. Let's try to stay on the high, but we need Brunson to step up. Listen, you got to figure something out tonight. You cannot let Daniels look like the greatest defender we've ever seen when you've been cooking everybody. Brunson was bad tonight. Brunson was bad tonight. It's just because Flea, you know, if this was KAT, if this was anybody else, we would be having a field day. Trade him now, right? So I have to be for real. This was terrible by Brunson when we made that run. What I told y'all, keep Brunson on the bench. Sometimes you gotta teach your leader, your best player a lesson. Nah, bro, stay on the bench, bro. You ain't got it tonight. And then down 13, we had the momentum on our side. Bridges plays hero ball, takes a bad three-point shot. It's just, we have to get back to playing good basketball. We have to get back to playing team basketball. We have to get back to mixing it up. Is it possible that we could have lost this game with KAT? Yes. Yes. So I'm not going to sit up here and glaze KAT. At the end of the day, we went back to hunting the three-point shot. We shot 20% from three, and that's what happened. We looked good in the beginning of the game. Guys knocked down some shots, and then we just fell in love with the three. And on the other end, Flea, as usual, we can't get no stops. We let mediocre guys. Atlanta got a whole bunch of mediocre guys. I'm sorry. Daniels is a great defender. He's very limited offensively. The young kid everybody fall in love with, he cool, but I'm not jumping out the window on that yet. He a good player. He's an NBA player, but I'm not jumping out the window yet. So at the end of the day, they got a whole bunch of guys that's good, but when they come against us, and then we can't protect home when we damn near unbeatable at home, but against us, guys look like all-stars and Hall of Fame players. That's the problem I have with the Knicks, and I've been saying that for maybe 3, 4 seasons now. We get everybody's best, and we have to be prepared for that. But tonight, I have to put this solely on Brunson. Brunson was horrific. Tonight was a game that you were supposed to take the – listen, you just was player of the month. They just announced it. Big moment for the Knicks. Look like, okay, you might really be MVP candidate. And then you put up a stinker. Tonight was a night for Brunson to put the league and the city on notice. But put these niggas on my back no matter what happens. And today he came up short. I'm not putting nothing on Mike Brown. Flea is correct to a certain extent with maybe start Delaware instead of Deuce. But as bad as Brunson was, I hope nobody lets Deuce and Clarkson off the hook. Like I said, I'm not going to bash the young guys. I'll keep telling y'all, Deuce doesn't average enough for him to be untouchable. We got to figure something out with him and Clarkson. I'm sorry. The floor is yours. I'm not cutting nobody off. I'm not going back and forth with none of y'all. I can't see the chat on purpose. I don't want to see the chat. Everybody can go to hell tonight, including myself. So, the floor is yours, but this is the problem that if we don't be careful, we can relapse and start going downhill.
Barry Foster, thank you for your $5. You can't blame Brunson. They sent everybody at him. The Knicks shot terrible, and their defense is trash. That's the bottom line, not Brunson's fault. Disagree with that. I don't think they sent everybody at him. Thank you for your $5. It was mostly a Dyson Daniels dosage, Flea. What are your thoughts on the game? Your reaction? You got into Mike Brown a little bit. I don't want you to, for you to lose your train of thought. And really, the starting lineup you were talking about, you rather see the Aurora in there. What are your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I would have liked to see Diawara start the game. I do want to say, while I was hearing what OG is saying, like, to be fair, Clarkson and Deuce had 40 points off the bench last game against San Antonio. Both of them had 20 points against San Antonio last game, and we squandered the opportunity for us to win a game with our bench having 55 points last game. So for them to come up short tonight, yeah, it's glaring because we're shorthanded and you want to see our bench step up once again. But, like, I can't kill them tonight if they just didn't shoot the ball well. Everybody didn't shoot the ball well tonight. Nobody shot the ball well. The defense that they threw at Brunson tonight, they blitzed him a lot. We could talk about Dyson Daniels was playing good defense, but they were able to take a Kongu off of Huck Porty and allow them to, like, just change Jalen Brunson's direction every time he got the basketball. So without KAT stretching the floor, without Mitchell Robinson being the guy that's going to clean up the glass, the offensive rebounding, a Kongu don't have to worry about Huck Porty. He don't really have to worry about Yabusele. He ain't have to worry about none of them guys. And he was jumping out and doubling Brunson every single time, just making him change his direction. And Brunson takes that matchup personally. You could see him getting frustrated. You could see him, like, he gave up a stupid foul in the first half after there was some frustration. Like, you could see it visible on him that he couldn't figure out how to get downhill, how to get into the paint, right? We took a bunch of threes today. Why didn't anybody get downhill? They didn't have anybody guard protecting the paint. I don't respect Porzingis like that. I don't respect a Kongu to block my shots. Get in the paint. Like OG said, mix it up. There's no reason why we should have shot so many three-pointers. I can understand we get down 26. Now you're trying to tack on threes to get back in the game. I get it. But we completely got thrown out of rhythm when we stopped hitting shots. And that's what I always talk about. When you stop hitting shots, that doesn't mean that you stop playing defense. And that's exactly what the whole team did today. We stopped hitting shots, and guess what? Now we're just not going to defend no more. We're going to let guys get open shots. We're going to let Mikal Alexander go off. We're going to let Okongwu hit his first 3 threes in a row, right? We let guys get comfortable. So it's a tough loss, no doubt about it. We're missing KAT. I thought he could have been a huge role for us tonight, right? There's nobody that guards him on that team. He has great nights against them the last two seasons. Last year, he killed them. This year, he's killed them, right? He brings guys away from the rim. He allows Brunson to get into the paint, see the ball go in the rim, and now the 3-ball is rolling. So, in a game like this, when they get physical, because they started to get physical with us, and we missing three of our horses and 2 of our most physical guys with Josh Hart and Robinson, and we gonna shoot the ball terrible. Yeah, that's a disaster. That's a recipe for us to lose the game tonight. That's a recipe for us to lose the game tonight. I'm not expecting all of our role players to play at a all-star level when, Bridges is not shooting the ball well. OG's not shooting the ball well. Brunson is frustrated out there. Now it's just a trickle-down effect. Kolek didn't look comfortable tonight. Everybody just didn't look in sync tonight. And again, you're going to lose games like that. I don't care how great of a coach we think Mike Brown is. I don't care how good of a team we think we are. Tonight, from the word go, after the first quarter, you could tell the Knicks didn't have it tonight. Slow to 50-50 balls. They was getting all the loose balls. We couldn't get not one loose ball. So, I mean, I'm pissed at the back-to-back losses. I don't like that. But no KAT, no Hart, no Robinson. That's going to be a tough win for us. We don't have bigs.
Most important big was KAT. Yeah, 18 free throws last game. I think it was a career high, tied a career high. Dominated the Atlanta Hawks, and nobody could do anything like Carl-Anthony Towns did against the Hawks last game. Unless that was when is that when they combined for 70? KAT and Brunson, KAT at 36. I think that's the game they combined for 70. They won by a couple points. He was obviously missed out there for every reason that we talked about, and even defensively, again, you could say anybody can say whatever they want. when Brunson is sitting down, Karl Anthony Towns is on that court. No, they're not gonna be a top 5 defensive team, but you can see it now. That this second quarter today, it was just nothing. The whole game was trash. This is the worst game we played all year long. It was missed shot after missed shot. I didn't see one good shot. I didn't see anybody able to get to the basket. The Atlanta Hawks played great defense. They had bigger bodies, longer bodies. You could say they're okay all ball, but they're not just okay. These are tall dudes, bigger, stronger bodies. They couldn't get to the paint at all. Horrible. So with Clarkson, you would think he can do that, but we don't have those guys either. And Mikal Bridges not getting to the free throw line in a couple games, and finally get to the free throw line this game. You know, we came from a high, that NBA Cup, them 2 weeks. I don't know if it took a lot out of us, but we saw it happen to the Lakers. It happened to the Bucks. Maybe it's happening to us now because this is a different kind of momentum that we're riding. We have to come back to beat the Pacers. Was a tough game. Brunson with the game winner. We lost to Philly, I think, that weekend. There's just a lot of games that we're losing. Now we lose to the Spurs. Are we running out of the gas? OG Anunoby does not look the same. He played terrible. He's been playing terrible on the offensive end. At least he's aggressive, getting to the basket. At least he's doing that. But it's still now your defense, the defense of OG Anunoby that is probably all defense this season, might be a defensive player of the year candidate, maybe, but you're gonna lose all that candidacy when you don't have the rest of your teammates helping you out. You're not gonna be in position for that. We're the 18th, 19th in the league in defense, maybe. We just don't look like a great defensive team, and that's what I've been harping on the last month or so. Championship. How? If Brunson goes down, or KAT goes down, this is what it looks like. Yeah, we're missing Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart. Josh Hart with the energy and stuff like that. And these guys are trying to pick up where Josh Hart left off, and KAT left off. But that's a tough task to take on. And also, I did not like Deuce McBride starting. I'd rather Diawara start. You saw like his energy, everything about it. I don't care if he's a rookie. I'm not liking Mike Brown's rotations. You kind of gonna have to pick a solid. This is my 8 guys. This is my 9 guys. If KAT goes down, these are guys gonna fill in for him. Can't KAT Yabusele. No, it's Yabusele, Huck Porty, and Jemison. You got to pick one of those dudes. And you got 3 centers in rotation. I'm a little confused by that. So I'm wondering if the players on the court are confused by that. Kolek has hit some rookie war, and he's a sophomore. So all that super Kolek talk. So he said we got to slow down. Flea always says slow down. These guys might be going through a little slump right now. Have to figure out how to pick it up because they're not able to turn it up. And now it's infected Brunson, who today, he was horrible, but you're gonna have to. I got to give Atlanta their kudos. They saw KAT wasn't there. They lost to us last time. They felt like we were probably beatable, and Dyson Daniels heard the murmurs. He's like, bro, you ain't got your running mate out there. He got shut the hell down. I don't care what that scoreboard says, what that stat sheet says. Monster game by Huck Porty, by their standards. To me, monster game for Diawara, like just the way he looked, cross somebody up. I ain't never seen him cross nobody up. That was ill. So, he's a rookie, 6 months into his NBA career. I just feel like he should have started. Deuce McBride, there was no real offense. There was no real offense tonight. That shit was horrible. What were we shot 23 3-pointers? It was nuts. They didn't want to win this game. It felt like they were, they were headed to a back-to-back. They wanted to coast. They already sat KAT. Mitchell Robinson was probable for tonight, whatever the hell he was. He could have chose between tonight and tomorrow, and he should have chose to play San Antonio and then take the rest of the weekend off if you're going to do all that. Because KAT was playing then. Josh Hart wasn't going to play, or whatever the hell he played last. I don't know. But I don't. Tonight was just, I think everybody was terrible across the board. Mike Brown, all of them. But Brunson, these are one of those games where it's like you're already way better than Tyler Kolek, and what Tyler Kolek is better than you at is facilitating that ball. How are you getting this offense going? How are you making sure this offense is going to go without KAT for 4 quarters? Because you knew that going into the game, and this was just, I think another game we finally got exposed after the last week and a half, where now not the wheels are falling off. I'm not gonna say we're not in playoff contenders and nothing like that, but I think we need a better game plan, especially when defensively ain't nobody listening to what Mike Brown got to say. I flat out believe that we just can't play. These guys don't play defense. Eyes on the prize, baby Baba. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.